Western Conference Podcast, brought to you by Dos Caras Tequila. And you know what? The Bay is in the area. I got my brothers, Mr. Adrian Marcel, Sonny B of Crsb. Come on, man. We home, baby.
Come on, man. We here, my boy.
My brothers are here, out here. Come on. It's Bip City right now.
It's Bip City.
Come on. Welcome to Bip City.
Come on. And when you got to talk about that, we talk about the brand new single from my brothers, produced by Sonny B. Come on, but E40.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, AM.
Come on, man.
Tell them about the single first.
We had to have the ambassador on it, man. So, you know, Bip City, produced by Sonny B, featuring E40. Man, you know, if you're from the Bay, if you're from, whether it's Frisco, Oakland, Richmond, Vallejo, whatever it is, man, you probably didn't got your shit bip before, man.
And not just windows. We talking about bipping your bitch. We talking about bipping everything.
And that's what I'm saying. We talking about, you know, we had to put a player spin on it. You know
absolutely.
What I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because, you know, when you think about bipping, it's such a negative thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people try to stay away from that.
Yeah.
You feel me? But how we do it, being from the Bay, man, you know how we do, man. We got to be player.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So
it's all about positioning, right, Sonny?
Exactly. Come on now, every time.
But man, you guys are out here pushing the single, right? You guys had a show last night. Come on, man. This is just one of many, because if you guys know the energy of my brother Crsb and Sonny B and all the boys, when they get with AM, it's a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Because you guys are doing a few shows. Tell us about the shows you guys got coming up, Sonny.
Man, we got a show in Anaheim. On the 28th.
Yeah, man.
First time headlining. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Island Block folks, man.
Yeah, Island Block.
Shout out Joe Sav and the fam, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole crew, man. So it's our first time. It's a little preview on what the tour is going to look like. You know, we locked in for 2 years and created this very cultivated sound. So, you know, it's exciting to be able to.
You named the sound. I've been seeing, but watching the clip, what you named the sound?
We named it R&BAY.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
You was like, we're going to leave that one out, Sonny.
Come on, man.
That R&BAY.
We're going to get to it, man.
We're going to get to it, exactly.
And like I said, that's what we always want to do. We always want to start from the beginning. And we talking about the beginnings of you in Oakland on 98th, you know, back in the day.
Hey, look, talk your shit, man. Talk your shit. Come on,
but tell us how you even got into this whole music scene, AM.
You know, man, it's something that, it's one of the things I always say, bro. Like, it's always been in me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you chosen, it's nothing you can do about that. You feel me? So, you know, from a teeny bopper, man, knee high, it was always like entertaining. It was always, you know, I kind of had an idea that music is what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, man, you know, my parents, they made sure that they honed on it. They honed in on that. You know what I'm saying? So I went to conservatories. I went to school for it. You know what I'm saying? I studied it. And then on top of that, man, you know, I was in the streets, so you know, I was always known as the light-skinned singing ass nigga, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, you was one of them lucky light-skinned dudes that came along.
You know what I'm saying?
They caught that break.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? And I mean, it all started about, you know what I'm saying? It all started with the girls, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what made me want to go hard on it. And then once I got older, man, I really fell in love with it, bro. And I always studied. I always watched greats and how they did. Like, it was so much bigger than just being a singer. You know what I'm saying? It was like the work ethic. You know what I'm saying? I watched the mistakes. I watched everything.
A lot goes into it.
A lot goes into it, man. And when you watch that type of things, man, like, you able to really like soak game. You know what I'm saying? And actually apply. So, you know, that's why we trying to just change the narrative on how we looked at, especially from the Bay, you know what I'm saying? And the way we handle things. We just want to represent the Bay the right way, man. You know what I'm saying?
But being from the Bay, a lot of pressure. And I say it because we come from this demographic, and, you know, there's a lot of things where, you know, you got to do a certain standard for the Bay Area, right? When I first came upon Adrian's music was the 7 Days a Week with Adrian Marcel. One of the, that mixtape still to this day is still front to back for me.
Shout out
but
to
tell us how
Raphael.
Raphael Sadiq. When I seen that, so that's what kind of got me in there. I'm a huge Tony Tone, Raphael Sadiq, Dwayne Wiggins fan.
Say that.
So that when I seen that Raphael Sadiq's present, I said, okay, if he's presenting this,
it's something.
This kid must be somebody, right?
Come on,
so
man.
tell us how that even came about.
Man, you know, at the time I was signed to Republic, you know, and I was at my manager at the time, Yancey Richardson, man. You know, I was on L7. And we were in LA. We just signed the deal with Republic. And we went over to Ray's studio, and it was actually for another artist that we went over there for them to talk to about. And we sat down in the studio and everything in North Hollywood, and he started asking me questions about where I was from and all that, man. And I'm like, oh, I'm from the town, you know, da-da-da. And he like, oh, you from my block, you feel me? So, you know, it just kind of like resonated. And then we started playing records. And at that point, he was just like, but what's up with this kid, though? I'm trying to get down. So we started working, man. He came out to Atlanta. We did a couple records, man. He started just putting his feel on what we had already. And at that point, man, it was just kind of like a mentor thing that just happened. You know what I'm saying? Like a big brother type thing. You know what I'm saying? So
that's one hell of a big brother, though.
Yeah,
especially in the industry.
And I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up making the first mixtape, man, and it just went crazy, bro.
You did 2 mixtapes with him, right?
Well, we did 2, and
the reloaded one.
The first one, man, was 7 days a week, though. It was like, man, we printed up probably about 10,000 copies. And I'm talking about, bro, I was hopping out the car, like
the Bay Area,
putting them on cars, putting them on windows, going into salons. And we had a thing, bro. So we would be going into salons, and my road manager, he would go talk to the owner, and while he talking to the owner, I'm already hitting up. I'm already hitting up everybody. So they're like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Oh, my bad. All right, cool. But we didn't already hit everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I was pulling up on meter maids, police, like whatever.
That's
like
that independent hustle.
Yeah,
one
man.
thing you learn from the Bay Area, that independent hustle is always going to put you at the best.
You got to. And the only thing is, you just find new innovative ways to do it. Like as time goes by, like now you maybe can't do it the same way like that. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody got CDs in their car half the time now. But it's like you just get more innovative with the way you present it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's really been how we've been pushing it anyway, just keeping that Bay culture, man, and how it goes. And it just took off, man. And from there, man, you know, everybody started to support it, started getting on it, man. It just went crazy, you know.
That's the independent hustle game right there.
Yeah, it just went crazy, bruh. So,
but that's even like almost we're talking about innovation. That's almost like right around the time Instagram and social media started to blow up. And it started to be an asset to artists like that, because now you're doing the hand-to-hand. Now you can just do a post that kind of reaches the same amount of people. And tell us how you had that transition from kind of saying, okay, I can see where I could use this social media thing, where you can kind of put it into play with what you was doing with your projects.
Well, honestly, man, it's really been, for us, I'll say, like, we didn't necessarily, you know, focus too much on the social media part of it. Like, we took 2 years away, me and this man, and we really like honed in on the product first. You know what I'm saying? Like, really reinventing, you know, myself, you know, himself, and just the music and how we put culture into it. You know what I'm saying? So for us, it was more about, I think our independent hustle right now is really like creating a new genre. You know what I mean? That's why we talk about R&BAY.
That R&BAY.
You know what I'm saying? And really making sure that we flooded, number one, the Bay first. You know what I'm saying? That's why we started.
Always got to take care of home first.
Come on. And that's why we started with Bip City. You feel me? Because, bro, we got 100 records. 2 years.
Oh, I see y'all been working.
2 years in the studio, bro. 100 records. You feel me? Plus now. You feel me? But it was, you know, the narrative in the Bay has always been like, we don't work together. We don't come together. We don't do like LA. We don't do like Atlanta. We don't do like New York. So that was our thing. Like, that was the way we did the Out the Trunk thing, was like, let's start bringing people together. Let's start bringing these, number one, these cultures together. Number one, the island and this R&B and this commercial R&B, let's bring that together.
Come on, because it's always, it runs synonymous with each other, right?
Exactly.
The island demographic, the R&B demographic, because I was an R&B head before I got into the island stuff. So, and that just transitions to come to this man over here, Mr. Sonny B, because we talk about the island thing and we talk about Crsb. We got to get the humble beginnings of where Sonny B and Crsb came from. Tell us about that, Sonny.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, me and Cuz, you know, Chris, we started on YouTube. And then you know, he had his hit, the breakup song. We had made that in high school.
Come on.
When it went on YouTube, this is before, like, you know, this is when we had MySpace. You know, we were 18, 17 when we did that.
Early stages of that social media. Early stages,
Exactly. And we, you know, I remember we were bowling one time and he was like, "Cuz, look at this, I'm getting all these awards, like, you know, from YouTube." And I was like, well, I don't even know what this is. And then you know, fast forward to creating music together, we were just like, you know, kind of creating this like our own genre again back then. You know, picking up the ukulele and singing R&B on it. And creating songs that that really felt, you know, close to not just the island culture, but just us as individuals. You know, writing songs that kind of like, you know, told our story. And man, it was great. We sent one song to Hawaii. It hit #1 out there. And then, you know, 7 #1s after that. We just kind of like just kept it going. And you know, what's funny is we was out there and we're 3 #1s in or whatever, and they're like, "What part of the island you from?" You know, they got behind.
We from the island of Vallejo.
We from the island of the Bay Area.
Absolutely.
So being able to take that culture and be like, "Yo, man, this is we're from the Bay.
Yeah.
You know, and being from the Bay and having that sense of pride and that sense of you know, just like, you know, we were proud from where we're from the soil, you know, and bringing it to around the world, you know, was beautiful. So yeah, man, it's been a journey. It's been a beautiful journey.
Come on.
You know, writing and creating with my guy here.
Yeah.
You know, once we connected, you know, we found out that we had like similar morals and ethics.
Yeah.
You know, we're from the same
and I
soil.
think that's important.
Yeah.
You can't mess with somebody that kind of have the same morals and work ethic as you, because now there's going to be kind of a downfall from it. Like, okay, he ain't hustling like I am.
Well, you got an expiration date on it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it's like that, you put whether you see it or not, there's an expiration date because you're too different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And things change, and like we always talk about, man, you know, the light, the dark comes to light. You know what I'm saying? So if there was going to be any, you know what I'm saying, anything that to stop us from working, man, it would have popped up by now.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But it's been straight solid from day one to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To now. So, you know what I'm saying? It's been one hell of a journey, man, rocking with this guy, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of music, a lot of growth, you know, as an artist, you know, just within the culture as well. Like when I hooked up with them, man, you know, I wasn't so into or aware of just all of me, like the culture, you feel me? Like especially like the Filipino side. You know what I'm saying? So it came at a good time, us meeting, because I was curious. I was trying to figure it out. I wanted to know. And it was them. It was Sonny, it was Chris that was like, man, you gotta let it be known, you know? Because if you remember in the beginning of my career, you know, I was always asked, like, what are you? Yeah. What do you mix with? And I used to always tell them, like, my mother and father, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like nothing.
It was almost taboo at that time. You know what I mean?
Well, I think
they're gonna put you behind the 8 ball before.
Well, see,
you
that's
get
my thing. That's my thing. My biggest thing was, look, I don't want you to have any reason why you detach or attach yourself to me other than the music.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it was weird to me at that time. But again, just coming back into like after a pandemic where you got nothing but time to sit with yourself and figure out yourself. Like meeting them, it was like, nah, bro, you gotta let it be known, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then they introduced me to the island culture like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew, but I didn't know. You feel me? So
come on.
And then I'm coming around and I'm starting to see things and I'm like, hey, hold on. Hold on. Like this a thing. We gotta do this.
Yeah, show them how we do it.
And that's where it became clear to us that we had to like bridge the gap.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying, to like the island and the commercial R&B. But in the midst of that, it was like, but we gotta go further than that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It has to be bigger than that. Like us coming together is already big, but it'd be even bigger if we came together and then we kicked off a whole new genre.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? So that's where it got to. You know what I mean?
Even when you guys were hooking up and I was doing shows, and it goes back. We just kind of take you back to with Sonny. Crazy story about Sonny. I was doing Big Body Radio.
Yeah.
And a cousin of mine, Ray Montemea, had worked with your pops. Rest in peace to Pops, man.
Yeah, man.
And he had said, hey, you know, I know you got this radio show. You got to listen to these dudes. And me at the time, you know, I'm an R&B hip hop dude. I'm not really into the island music like I am now. But I was like, okay, yes, send me some of their stuff and I'll check it out. Checked it out. I was like, who are these dudes? Like right away. Who are these dudes?
Right.
And then he was like, yeah, I'll get you in contact with them. So I started playing their music on my Big Body Radio show. And I was like, dude, this is crazy, because now it's kind of bridging the gap already between, they kind of have an R&B feel to them. They have that island feel to them. And then when we started doing shows and I seen you with them, I was like, nah, bring being on stage too. Because it was a party atmosphere when me and Mustafa was involved. It was like a party. So when I seen you guys was rolling with AM, and I said, dude, nah, bring AM on stage so he could feel the love of what this island culture is bringing.
Boy, did I.
Come on, man.
And boy, did I.
Because every time y'all hit the stage and they would do their thing, you came on to do your thing, it was yin and yang. You had the commercial R&B. You had a lot of people that in the island culture was like, man, that's Adrian Marcel. Well, you were known. You know what I mean? So that whole thing, that's why I think this works with you guys. And I think the whole thing with the Crsb story, the Adrian Marcel story, where the music is always the key, right? It's always the main focus.
Say that, man.
So how was the first meeting between you two? How'd that even come about?
So, you know, I was coming fresh out of the pandemic, man. You know, I to be honest with you, man, I took a huge step away from music. Like I was damn near on some like I might be done. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, during the pandemic, a lot of us was.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like, I might be done, man. You know, it was a lot of things going on in life. Life was lifing. You know, and And then at that point, man, I started recording myself, man. I had nothing else to do. It was like, man, let me get Pro Tools and get comfortable, like, you know. So I started messing around, like falling in love with arrangements and things like that. So I'm like, you know what? I can't stay in this room doing this. Like, and at that time I refused to pay for studio time.
Come on.
But I was like, you know what? You got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
step out of your comfort zone, right?
Went to the grill. Shout out to Lev. Shout
out Lev and all the boys,
man. And I went to the grill, man, and I started just kind of like just playing around. It was actually, man, shout out to Love Rance, because Love Rance is the one that hit me and was like, man, you got to get in the studio.
Yeah.
And he started
Mr. Up, right?
He just started bringing me in the studio, man, and I just got comfortable again. So I started booking my sessions and such. And one of our homeboys, he came in to one of the sessions. So he called Sonny on the low. Yeah. I didn't even know. So Sonny comes in, and I swear he had a turtleneck on. Now I know it wasn't a turtleneck. Now I know
it was a ski mask.
It was a ski mask.
I thought it was a mock mask. Yeah, a ski mask. Okay,
it was a ski mask. Yeah. So Sonny comes in, man, in the middle of me writing this song, and he just jumps in with me. So we're sitting there. Mind you, it's a room full of people. No one has jumped in. I've been writing this song the whole time.
And you guys don't even know each other at this time.
We don't know each other. We never met. He comes in. He's like, he walks up to me. He's like, hey, man, I got a little melody. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me hear it. Like, you feel me? He started going. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, oh, we could do, boom. We started just kind of going back and forth. And it was the last 30 minutes of the session. Yeah. And in that 30 minutes, it was kind of like, hey, bruh, let's fuck around, bro. Let's do something. Let's do something. Yeah. So literally, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I think about a couple days later, like a week later, we got in. So the first day we got in the studio, bruh, we didn't even do no music. Yeah. We talked. And it was about life.
Almost like an interview.
Like, like trying to find out.
Let me feel you out first.
Exactly. That's it. And I feel like that's where we both were coming at it without saying it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So we talked for about 2-3 hours, man. Left. Next day we came back. We did 3 records.
Wow.
In one night. Yeah. 8 hours.
Working.
8 hours. We did 3 records. And I'm talking about like
front to
3
back.
Crazy ones.
Yeah.
Front to back though.
Yeah.
And it was like, finish it, go to the next one.
Yeah.
Write it, record it, go to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this, you know, it was a good vibe.
Yeah.
But it was like, you know, wait, hold on. This could just be like a really good night.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
It could be like a comet or something.
It could be a fluke.
It could be a fluke.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So we come back the next night, did another crazy one. Come back one more time, did another. So within about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we had like 8-9 records. Yeah. You know? And at this point, we had talked about just having a project. Yeah. He was like, let's do a project. So he takes me outside. He like, man, let me holler at you, bro. Go outside. He like, man, what we doing?
Yeah.
Because we could leave it at this.
Yeah, exactly.
Or we could just keep going.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, bro, you ain't said nothing but a word. Let's keep going. And man, from that day on, bro, it's just been record after record after record after record. I mean, my boy just mentioned a record I forgot we wrote. Yeah. Like, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at that point, it was just, we were so locked in. Yeah. It was just so easy to make music together, you know? And then at that point, once he brought Chris in, then we started making some whole different element, other element to it. So it was like, man, look, let's take this serious for the next. We gonna sit down. Jay-Z said sit down for a year if you want to change. Come on, change your year. We said we're gonna do 2. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we doubled up and we sat back and made sure that we were just making hits. Yeah,
and that's what made us confident. Really, like about like taking that time off was because the quality of the music. We were like. It's okay that we're not putting out music because listen to what we got.
Come on.
Man, you know? Wait a minute. Really though?
Yeah.
It was so crazy because we weren't putting anything out. And
trust me, I know. Because I would see Sonny and I would hear the snippets and I'm like, come on, man. Enough with just putting the tip in. I need to see the whole shit. You know what I mean? So I knew y'all was working. Yeah. But I knew that whatever you guys were going to come out was going to be hard. Because I know Sonny, he's about his music. Yeah. And he's a real talented individual. So when I seen him hook up with you, I said, look, his aggressiveness is going to get this sound. Yeah. When I heard him say, oh, it's the R&BAY, I said, come on. These dudes are doing some things.
And it was just like, as it grew, it was just like, man, we just got to keep, we got to hone in on this. Yeah. Like as we figured out, once we put a name to it, we realized it was like, we've had sprinkles of this.
Because now you got the brand name to get behind.
Exactly. And we knew that for me, it had to be bigger than, you know, Adrian Marcel making a comeback. Like, it had to be bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when you're from the Bay, man. Like, they talk about New York, bruh. But the Bay, hey,
the Bay is where it's
the Bay gonna let you know.
What kind of phone you got?
Yeah, exactly. The Bay gonna let you know
what social platforms you use.
You know, and at that
point, they're not gonna sugarcoat it.
They're not gonna sugarcoat it. But one thing I know is that when they have something to be proud of, when they have something that they can get behind, it changes the whole spectrum of it. So at that point, it's like, no, we needed to have a genre. We needed to have a name and a face and legs to it, so that it wasn't just about us. It's bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? It was about the Bay. It was about the culture.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's so rich in history, and especially how we came up. You're talking about 40, Short, Keek, D-Lo's. You know what I'm saying? I go back 3 times Crazy, Dangerous Dame.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Richie Rich,
Rich,
4 and 5.
all of them, bro. And with that, it's like, man, we've always been innovative on the rap side.
Come on.
Always. That out the trunk started here. So, you know, for us, it was like, but we ain't never seen it out of R&B.
Yes.
You know, we've never seen an R&B person, whether it's male, female, whatever, come and rearrange the whole view of how it looks.
And me being in the Bay, I've seen the R&BAY before it was R&BAy.
Oh yeah.
Like I messed with the Baby James and the RCs. All those. Come on, man.
Come on, we
Shout
were
out
just
Baby
slapping
James,
Baby James. You know what I'm saying?
But that just shows you, because the Bay Area, I mean, they are cutthroat. You do. I mean, it's not just a comeback story. It's like, oh no, Adrian better come with some shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Got to.
So
especially when you got a record like 2 a.m.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we're getting into, because before that, even you're looking at a RIA certified gold single right there with 2 a.m.
Platinum now.
Come on,
Yeah,
man,
you
platinum.
feel me?
But how do you go from saying, okay, now there's a standard now.
Yeah.
Now you have a single that's a platinum single.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of saying, okay, now the pandemic hits, you know, and all this stuff hits. How do you take that? Now you can see where you can say, man, I don't know if I want to do this, because everything wasn't at your disposal at the time. Tell us about that.
And I mean, and because, you know, 2 a.m. also too, they pushed the button on it. You know what I'm saying? You got a label behind it, a machine behind it. So you talking about being independent, and trying to keep up with that. You know what I'm saying? That's a scary thought when it's just you.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? But as we came together, we started putting our team, we started aligning our team, man. Like, and I mean, from our people, from Momo, from Carl, from you know, like I said, me, Sonny, Chris, you know, the Shireens, you know what I'm saying? Like the list goes on to how we just started to put people in position around us, and you know, the Brodies. You know what I'm saying? And when you have that, then you're looking at a machine. You know what I'm saying? You are the machine. You know, I'm talking about you not putting nothing out, but you walking around like, hey, y'all got no idea.
This vault is
y'all gotta talk to me.
Real.
Y'all better talk to me nice. Like,
come on,
you gotta talk nice to me now. And people looking like, why though? We ain't heard nothing yet.
That's that Bay mentality.
For real.
Like,
what have you done for me lately?
What have you exactly?
Yes.
So, you know, for us, it was like, have a follow-up for the follow-up's follow-up.
Come on.
You know, and as long as we know we got that, we running. So again, with having a record like 2 a.m., I've had other records. You put other records, you try them out, you throw them out there. And you know, you always get the same thing where it's like, this is dope. You make dope music. But man, this 2 a.m. though. This is one.
Come on.
So when we created Bip City, we knew that we had something special. Because we were taking all of these different elements of the Bay.
And you hear it. You hear it in the single. From Doobie on the intro.
Come on.
Shout out Doobie. He played football with us at City College, San Francisco.
Come on.
When you hear Doobie on the intro, only certain people know that's Doobie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So when you hear that, to kind of go into the claps, into everything that goes into it, now you're going full circle with the whole Bay Area sound.
And that was the whole purpose.
You
know, it was like we wanted the song to feel nostalgic. You know, and then when people from the Bay Area heard it, we wanted it to incite something inside of them. You know what I mean? To kind of like create this like fire again.
Come on.
Where it's like they get excited about music again. You know, where it was like, man, you know, during the hyphy era.
To that nostalgia.
We were the only place, like we would talk about all the time, where it was like you got 40 playing, you got Short playing, and it gets mixed into Mario, Let Me Love You.
Absolutely.
And So Sick, you know what I'm saying, Neo and stuff like that. So we're the only area that got to experience that mixture. So while that was happening, you know, for us, it was grooming us.
Yeah.
To create this.
Definitely
this
grooming
sound.
y'all.
On top of like social media not being what it is today,
Yeah.
then. So when the hyphy movement was going strong.
Imagine the hyphy movement with the social media now.
Oh man, and I mean, and it might be a good thing.
went to jail.
It might be
Yeah.
a good thing. It probably was a good thing.
It absolutely was a good
It
thing.
probably was a good thing. Okay, because what we're doing now is we're very cognizant that we're taking the best elements
from
of the hyphy.
Exactly.
We're pulling out the best elements, taking away the pills, taking away all the drugs and all that. You know what I'm saying? And actually like, you know what I'm saying, elevating it.
Come on.
You feel me? So it's like, you know, yeah, they didn't get to see. A lot of people still don't know how to ghost ride the whip.
I was ghost riding whips that weren't even mine.
You feel
That's
me?
why I was kind of glad there was no
I mean, them the ones you want to ghost ride. I don't want to ghost ride my shit.
Exactly.
But that just kind of brings it full circle as a sound. Like now with social media, you can kind of control the narrative. Like when you do have this R&BAY thing, now you can kind of like explain what it is and get into many people of the masses of social media. Because of the success of 2 AM, because of the success of Crsb.
Straight up.
Now you can use those demographics and those followings and kind of say, hey, look, this is what we're doing now.
Exactly.
A lot of artists didn't have that back in the day. They kind of, the record label controlled the narrative.
Exactly.
Right? So now when you have social media and you use social media in the right way, not the devil's way or the demon's way, you can use it to be an asset to your brand. Adrian Marcel, Crsb, now when you get together, Bip City. Now you kind of say, okay, now I see, well, that's why I do the podcast. Because I want them to see where the bridge was gapped, so they don't get lost in translation.
Exactly.
And that's why when you bring these two genres together, it's ridiculous because you tasted success with 2 AM. You tasted and look, let's address the elephant in the room. This man played James DeBarge in the DeBarge story. And I'm gonna tell you, when that was a moment for me to be like, man, Adrian's doing it. Because I'm a huge DeBarge fan.
That's what's up, me too.
And when I seen you playing, that's the DeBarge that married Janet Jackson. He had the perm going on. I was like, and I said, you know what? That's not even a prop. That's Adrian's real hair.
Hey, come on, man. Come on.
But tell us how that even came about.
Well, you know, so it was really, bro, like 3 years in the making with that, because they had wrote a script originally and it was a lot deeper. It was so deep, man. I remember being on a plane headed out to New York, and I read the script. And when I got to the end, bro, but I'm on the plane balling. Bro, I'm like,
just off the script.
Just off the script. I'm like, yo, this is.
Because if they trip, it's a sad story.
I had no idea. And I mean, they really went in on the story. And I think they went in so much that it was hard for them to clear that. Like, I don't think the family wanted that much
wanted that stuff out there like
wanted that information
sure.
after, like, we knew, but we didn't know.
Exactly.
So, you know, I read it, I fell in love with it, but then it just nothing came from it, you know? Then it was funny because I got called to come meet El DeBarge at Yoshi's. So I went over there. He found out that there was a script.
Come on.
He's like, shit, I got a script. Do my script. I'm like.
Wait, so El already had a script?
El already had his own script. So I'm like.
I'm trying to see El's movie.
Right. So I'm like, it's good. You feel me?
Yeah.
He like, man, come to LA, come kick it with us. You feel me? No, but we gonna work. I don't know. We gonna work. But at that point, again, I got washed. And then finally, so Aaliyah Daniels, Lee Daniels' sister, she's a casting director.
Wow.
So she kept me in mind. I had sent her, I had sang a bunch of El DeBarge songs. And I sent them to her, like just acapella, and I was trying my damnedest to.
But was that the plan?
Like
you wanted to start doing acting in movies and stuff?
Absolutely. I was messing around, man. I was doing auditions left and right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So that was something that you already had part of your repertoire.
Yes, absolutely. Like, you know, I studied theater. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I really want to dive into this. And for me, it was like, this is kind of like a no-brainer because it's not a lot of light skin.
I was about to say, you DeBarge looking. I thought your last name was DeBarge.
Like, come on,
I thought y'all was cousins.
You gotta put me in the game.
Absolutely.
So, but they called, and originally they had me audition for for the lead.
Yeah.
You know
for Bobby.
For Bobby.
Yeah.
And I was kind of nervous because I'm like, man, this, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about steps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like jumping.
Come
on. What I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I don't want to. This is a very touchy story, you know? So I auditioned for it, but then they also sent me James. So James, if you watch the DeBarge story, James and Bobby have the climax of the movie. And
the most important
scene where you really get to find out what was going on. And they sent me the script. And I read it, and I worked with my pops, man. You know, my pops is an actor. And I sat with him and we worked it. My parents is real legit too. Like my mom was in there like, I don't believe you. I mean, you know, you just
see, you know, that's a real one right there, right?
You're not doing it for me. Like, you know,
you're not giving me DeBarge vibe.
Yeah, so I'm like,
it's more Howard Hewitt. Do it again.
Yeah, exactly. So we started. So I just worked on it. Me and my pops, like he gave me some real insight that I didn't think of. Yeah. And we did it. And when I filmed it, I knew before I even sent it, I knew I got the part.
Yeah.
Because
you felt it.
Because when I did it, this was the first time too, like I ever drew tears. Yeah. Like while doing it.
You had,
know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was my pops that was like, look, you're trying to cry.
Pull from a place.
But you need to let the words lead you wherever you need to go. You might not need to cry. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're going through it, and as we're doing it, we're filming it. And my mom is supposed to be doing one of the lines. Yeah. You know, as I'm doing it. So as I do it, I'm in it. Like I feel it.
Full fledged.
Tears. Yeah. It's like they're coming, you know what I'm saying? And the line comes and my mom misses it because she's crying.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
She's crying.
That's big.
And at that point, it was a blooper. And we sent the blooper. Yeah. And I'm talking about not a day, not 24 hours. They hit me back like, we want to give you the part. You got it.
That's huge.
And
once you made Mama cry,
that was it.
That's it.
You know, and she's a tough cookie. Yeah, she's tougher than Pop. So you know, at that point, like I went out there, flew out to Atlanta for like it was like 30 days. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We shot it, man. It was dope. You know, shout out to Swirl Films, man. Shout out to TV One. It was super dope to get that experience, man. That set life. Yeah, you know, and really like that lit a fire under me to really like start to push all of the details of me, like everything that I do, like make sure that even in the music, even when I'm performing, like to bring out these characters. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it really changed my whole perspective, you know, doing that. You know, and not to mention, bro, I'm in hair and makeup for like 3 hours a day, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of spooky because like they had me all done up, and then they would be like, okay, well, we can't take none of this down, so you just gonna have to walk around Atlanta like this.
So you walking around James DeBarge. Look at that James.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Liquor store.
I was door dashing everything. I'm not leaving this hotel room looking like this. Not here.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. So I sat down with my mom and we watched that movie. My sister, huge DeBarge fans, right? Yeah. And I didn't even know you was in the movie.
Dope.
So we watching the movie. My mom was like, oh, I know this is gonna be a good story. So I'm watching it. I'm like, dang, it look like Adrian Marcel. And then my sister goes, nah. And I was like, yeah. I said, look at it again. I said, look, see if we could Google some credits or something. Yeah. And I finally came about. My mom's already invested into the movie. I said, Mom, that kid's from the Bay Area. Yeah. Wow. And she said, he did one hell of a... On that scene, same thing that mom's cried at, my mom cried at.
Wow.
Because it was like... Because Mom was part of that scene. She was a huge fan of DeBarge. Yeah. And once you hear those stories, and then we were watching, and we were like, man, you know, we all grew up on the I Likes and, you know, Time of Reveal and all that. Come on. But when you really seen it and seen you had one of your hometown kids up in a Bay Area representative. I was like, that's big. So that's why he was even with me. I was like, dude, AM's gonna do some things because this is just a small part of what you was doing. Yeah. I mean, it was a huge opportunity, but it was a small part because you had the music background. Now I'm looking, I didn't even know he act. I said, now he can act. So
he executed.
But now all that comes full circle where when you into these projects, now you get that notoriety for somebody that maybe not knew at 2 a.m.
Exactly. No, straight up.
James, DeBarge,
it was funny, bro. I was going places. And it was so weird to me because you know, everybody knows you at 2 a.m. Everybody knows you for that, right? But you start going, people like, hey, ain't you a DeBarge? And I'm like, you was in that movie, huh?
Come on.
I'm like, that's dope.
And it's crazy because you have that demographic from the DeBarge people that are fans. Then you have the 2 a.m. fans. Yeah. And now they'll follow you for whatever you do. Yeah. I always tell you, once they know your story, and that's the big part of these podcasts, once they know your stories, now they feel more personable with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now I'm going to buy whatever they selling because I know that they're genuine. I know their story.
I know it's quality.
Now I know it's quality. Now I know what their resume was as opposed to if you just gave it to people dry and raw, they would have to do their own homework, which a lot of this society won't do nowadays. And they're lazy. And we live in a demographic where if it ain't on Instagram, it ain't on TikTok, it probably didn't really happen. So that's why it's good that we could show this clip right now of the DeBarge thing. See, put the clip up right there. And we put that up, and now they go, oh, okay, now I know what they're talking about. Yeah. And it gets us back to when, you know, Crsb is doing shows. Like I always tell all the time, I said, when there's festivals out there, you ain't gonna get the most energy unless you get CRSB. Energy wise.
Thank you, bro.
I'm talking about, remember, you know, because we was working on IRF for the longest time. I said, don't worry, Sonny, I'm gonna get you in there. Somehow, some way, we will get you, whether it be through Jordan T, whatever, however it is, they're gonna see how you did it. And I had a little off club that we did out there. And I said, dude, Sonny, come do it at the club. I know you and Chris will get it going. But it's that Bay mentality.
Absolutely.
Now, you know, they're coming to that where this is another Bay mentality where independent hustle comes forward, where you have R&BAY, where you got, you got AM hooking up with Sonny B, then into the CRSB, and then the island demographic already accepted. I'm gonna tell you, I brought him to a show that I did. When he got on stage, all ages event, right? All ages event. I'm sitting there, CRSB. So Adrian gets on doing the 2 a.m. the dirty version. I said, oh shit.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
All the aunties are looking at me like, I was like, he don't know. He didn't know. He didn't know.
Yo, it's funny though, because like, for me, man, I'm a performer.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I'm saying? The stage is where I go off. You know what I mean? And even more than a performer, like I consider myself to be an entertainer.
Yeah.
You know, and I not even trying to like stun on them like that. I haven't met a lot of people, whether they up there
Go
or
on, stun on them, AM. Go on, stun on them.
I haven't met a lot of people that can hang with me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, man, it's what made me really fall in love with CRSB. Like, even though I had been working with them for all this time, we had always talked about doing these shows, and we had the New Pair show. That was our first show where we came together, right?
Yeah.
And I'm up there, the whole all day family, all my family. This is the first time we're seeing all of our audiences together, right?
Come on.
So everybody's up there. The night is already starting dope. CRSB is kicking it off.
Yeah.
You know, it's the first time I'm really
kind of seeing what they do. Yeah.
So I'm up there. I'm sitting at the top watching, and my family's up there. They start going in.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about they're going in. In the words of CRSB, they're raging.
Yeah.
Right? They're raging hard.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, God damn. Right? So I'm like, okay, focus, hone in. Hone in. Okay. So my nephew comes up to me. He's like, you good, Unc? You gonna be all right? Like, cause they're like, yo, they're going
killing it. Yeah.
How you finna follow up with this? You know? So I'm like, hey man, look, they didn't already gave all the energy.
Yeah.
Now it's time to get sexy.
Exactly.
Now it's time to set the tone. He didn't already brought them here.
Yeah.
Now let's get them to where they go home and get to it.
Come on, total package.
And when we did it, it was just like they got the full package, bro. And you got to see people who have never met, people who have never been in the same buildings, who've never probably been to the same concerts together. And they're meeting and they're like, oh, you hella cool, boom. And they turning up and they're feeling good. And it was people leaving together. Like, I mean, it was a vibe in there, man. People was falling in love in there. People
all about that vibe.
People was getting nasty in there. It was all over the place. And at that point when I seen that, it was like, okay, this is official.
Yeah.
This is something special, and we got to keep doing it.
Come on, because that vibe is infectious, right?
Yeah, for
sure. It's all about the feeling. You know what I mean? Like, with everything that we've done, it's been about how it feels.
Yeah.
You know, and linking up with this dude, you know, he's super talented, and you know, I quickly realized, I was like, man, this is a platinum recording artist who hasn't reached his fullest potential. Like, he has got so much more to give. You know, and getting in the studio with him, and you know, him allowing me to be me. You know, you get in a lot of rooms, and you know, you gotta kind of read the room. You know, and a lot of times, you know, that could stunt some of the creativity. You know, trying to, you know, play your part. You know, but when we got in the room, it was like, bro, shoot everything out, and that's how me and Chris, you know, create music.
And that's how I kind of seen it as well, knowing you and knowing the way you were. Not that I'm going to say, not that the island stuff restricted you. I felt like seeing the clips with you and AM and with Chris and all that. You could have full-fledged of doing whatever you wanted to do. Where when you're like in an island demographic, I got to cater to this sound. I see the comfortability in Sonny now.
Oh man,
you know, when I seen it and I seen the videos, and I'm like, dude, now he's doing what you want to do. Because you know we talked about this before. Where I was, okay, how do we make this demographic happy? How do we do this? Like, dude, just be yourself and do what you want to do.
Definitely.
I really felt this, especially when Bip City came out. and how you guys was really saying, bro, this is the one.
Yeah.
And because they had all the elements.
Yeah.
And when you have all the elements and you bring somebody from the Bay Area, we're on 2 independent hustles or 2 different areas, but still have the same goal at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
That's what we do.
That's
Yeah,
you know
straight
what I mean?
up, straight up.
It's deadly, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, like anybody who does that, you know, you see like the Timbaland and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
They come from 2 different worlds. They create something new, and look what it did. Quincy and Michaels.
Come on.
You know, so it was like that type of like, you know, knowledge of the history and what it can do to the culture.
Yeah.
And applying it. You know, we still have these conversations today, you know, when we're talking about narrative and the story that we're telling in this music.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Lyrically, you know, sonically, rhythmically, we want it all to represent something that, you know, we love different back in the Bay.
Yeah.
You know, we moved different back in the Bay.
Come on.
But there's nothing that really like represents that except for like, you know, hip hop and some and you know, some few artists and stuff like that. But we wanted something that like we wanted to coin a genre. We wanted to coin a sound, coin a feeling. Yeah. You know, and like I said, like, you know, getting in the studio with him, it was like, man, we really have fun in there.
Yeah,
you know,
for real.
You know, life be life, bruh. Yeah. And at the but nothing stops us from getting in the studio and creating music. And when we in there, all egos are gone, all the pride, everything. It's like, you know, it's full trust.
And that's what's important.
Yeah,
absolutely. If you can check your ego and pride, especially being successful how you were.
For sure.
Once you get that, now sky's the limit. Right?
Yeah, that's why
and I think one thing that we always talk about is that our ace in the hole is being from the Bay. Yeah. We can do any show in any city, any country, and bring that and play that Bay card, and you will have everybody.
We just did it last night.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's our ace in the hole.
Yeah, straight up.
Wherever we're at, whether it's, you know, me and Mustafa doing what we do, Crsb, Adrian Marcel, what you guys R&BAY, we have that trump card of saying, watch this. Let me put this Bay on them real quick.
Yeah.
Everybody resonates with that.
Love it.
Oh, I didn't know they was from the Bay. You know what I mean?
Energy.
The energy is everything.
And I mean, it feeds like the whole idea that, you know, people have always come to the Bay to take culture.
Tell them,
you know what I'm saying, to soak up the knowledge and then go out and not pay homage. Yeah. You know, go out and try to take it, repackage it, and try to be Bay about it. So you might. That's how you get the whole I'm pushing P. Yeah. I don't know what that is. We wasn't pushing P. We was keeping it P.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
No food don't slap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It smacks.
Smack.
But that's because you're coming here and you're trying to get a quick microwave version
and dilute
of what
it
it
into
is
what
and
your
dilute it to what
representation
you
is.
want it to be. So for us, that's why we said we had to coin a genre and that we had to say R&BAY. Yeah. And if we were going to coin a genre, number one, we had to feed it with the product. You had to have enough of it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, we had to own it. Yeah. So this is us saying, again, us starting with Bip City. Yeah. This was probably like the last thing we got. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean,
as opposed to everything you guys been recording,
right? Yeah. There's some other words and phrasings and things that the world hasn't got to because it was back in the day. Yeah. Like they don't know about the 3 times crazy talk. They don't know about them lingos back then. You know what I'm saying? The high siding and all of that. Yeah. You feel me? So for us, it was like, okay, we got to take something that's fresh right now, something that's right on the brink of someone coming in here and trying to take it and use it. And we took that and we said, okay, not only are we going to take that, but then we're going to also do some bass shit and we're going to flip it into something player.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I'm an R&B. I'm a light-skinned R&B nigga. I'm not bipping windows. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bipping your window. You know what I'm saying? But I'm bipping your chick. Bro, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy because when I seen Bip City come out, funny story, we was at a club in Oakland. Okay. And I brought J Boog and all them, parked their tour van in the parking lot. We're all partying, we come out, whole van's bipped.
Oh yeah.
They took Boog's backpack, everything, all the equipment. Damn. So Boog and the manager's looking at me like, what happened? I was like, y'all just got bipped.
But it's almost like a rite of passage.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got bipped, you don't got no bipping store, you probably not from the Bay.
Bro, and I still blame this on Boog. He paid the parking attendant extra money, so I was like, you messed up there.
You messed up.
You messed up. Like he was like, oh, let me give you an extra. No. He done said, oh yeah, that's the one we want.
That's the one we want right there.
The homies.
Shout out my brother Boog. Hope you got everything back, but you know I love you.
He probably didn't, but it's good. You can move on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But R&BAY, Bip City on the streets right now. The video is out. Go check out the video.
The video's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet? I've seen it. All the behind the scenes.
What's crazy is everybody thinks that the video's out. Yeah. It's just BTS.
Yeah.
Because I done seen you do some real Bay shit on there, and I was like, the video out. I seen shout out Bill the Beast. I seen him in the video. I said, look, I didn't get the phone call. Hey, I must.
No, look, hey, check it out. But you know what the dope part is? The dope part is, man, is you know, we're very big on taking our time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Being independent, the best part about it is
take your
can't
time.
nobody rush us.
Come on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
you make the deadline.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So we still filming
Yeah,
stuff
there's still
like
an open slot for
it's
you,
still
bro.
an open slot for you, my man.
There's still an open slot.
You know, we finna be on
the.
the.
You was in that Touch the Sky video. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Come on. Come on.
With Bip City coming out.
Yeah.
What's the next step for R&BAY?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we got a whole EP.
Yeah.
That's you know, how we did, man. We really wanted to still thinking about how people digest music, right? You know,
it's
it
research
happens,
and development, right?
Yeah,
Come
it
on.
happens quickly. It goes by fast. You know what I'm saying? And what we don't want to do is have 100 records and throw them out in a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these
Be
100,
strategic.
Be very strategic. So for us, it was about like, man, all right, these five here. These 5 there,
Yeah.
these 7 here,
Come
these
on.
4 here, these, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, we got the next 10, 20 years sold up. You know what I'm saying? But for us, we starting with R&BAY season 1.
Yeah, what was dope is that like
R&BAY
as we
season
created the songs,
Yeah.
you know, we were creating the character,
Yeah.
you know, creating the feel, you know, and as we started to discover what this character was, that's kind of like what drove us into creating our own genre.
Yeah.
You know, we had the idea. We were like, you know, this don't sound like nothing else that we've ever created. Like, you know, him individually, he holds himself up to a certain standard.
Come on.
You know, me, I hold myself up to a certain standard. We've been in a lot of rooms, made music with a lot of people. But when we get in the room, it feels totally different.
It's a different vibe.
So that's how I knew it was like, man, like, this is special, you know? So let's see what this feels like, you know? And being independent, we're able to control the story, control the narrative, and something that is this, you know, we're trying to create this Marvel-esque type world, you know, where it's got all these different sounds and layers to it, you know, like Bip City had to kick it off because, you know, regionally we wanted the Bay and the soil to really like embrace it.
And you got the ambassador on there.
Come on, man. You know, when he called him, it was crazy.
I was about to say, how did that even come about to get Unc on there?
Yeah, when he you know, let him know, man. He actually skipped over the song. Big shout out to LaRue. Big shout out to Drewski. Big shout out to Cousin Feek.
Yeah.
You know,
it was funny. I was we had already when we did the song, bro, we already knew it was gonna be 40 on it. You know, we was rapping 40's verse before.
Doing our own version of
doing our own version. You know what I'm saying? And crazy, he didn't even do a
Yeah.
on it. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
you gotta pay for that now. You gotta pay for that.
Right. You feel me? But we had the record and we had been trying to get it to him. And I mean, it was a bunch of people like this whole process, the Bay has been trying to come together to make it happen because they feel it. Like everybody feels the energy of what's happening, and they're like, we need this, you know. So everybody's coming together to make it happen, but nobody can make it happen.
Come on.
So one day I just DM him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Cold call.
I'm just like, "What's up, big bro? I got a record." Da da da. He like, send it to me.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
And it's crazy because 40, he be in his DMs.
He be in his DMs.
Because I did the same thing. I said, Unc, we got to get you on the podcast. He said, my fella, let me do a couple of these local ones and I'll be back. I said, oh,
he answered.
Sure.
Yeah. So and that's crazy how that came about.
I DM'd, he hit me back. I sent it to him. So when I sent it to him, he was in the studio with LaRue, my cousin Vic, and then, you know, he seen the name Bip City.
Yeah.
And when he seen Bip City, he was like, I can't mess with this.
Really?
I can't mess with this because
that was his initial.
Bipping is so negative.
Got you.
Like, I don't want to talk about bipping.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst feeling in the world.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But again, LaRue, all of them was just pressing it, like, listen to it. Listen to it. As soon as he listened to it, man, I'm sitting on the couch with my kids, bro.
Yeah.
I'm tank top, you know what I'm saying, whatever, hair all over the place. I look at my phone, FaceTime from 40. I'm like, everybody up, everybody out. You know what I mean? I'm like, hold on. What's up?
Yeah.
You feel me? He like, hey, buddy, this a hit.
Yeah.
This a hit. He's like,
you know
what
40 say it's a hit.
Oh, come on.
He like, I love this. And he
because he don't have to say that.
He don't have to say that. He didn't have to call me.
Yeah, absolutely.
He like, look, let me sit with it. And not only that, he like, man, so explain this to me. So I started telling him, I'm like, look, bro, we ain't bipping cars, we bipping engines.
Come
you
on.
know what I'm saying?
That was the perfect opportunity
to
tell him.
And literally, he was like, I'm taking that.
Yeah.
I got you. I'll call you right back. Hung up the phone. 45 minutes later, I had the
in the middle of us
verse.
FaceTime and talking about how wild it is that 40 just FaceTime.
He sent the verse.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it so quick.
Yeah.
He sent the verse. And it took me about 10 listens to digest it all.
Come on.
Like, I'm like, yo, he just made up another He
Come
just
on.
kayaking through traffic.
Especially Sonny to hear 40 on what you produce.
Come on. You know what that means.
That's a Bay Area dream right there.
That's a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For every artist in the Bay Area. You know?
Absolutely.
So to have a mogul like E40 who like had laid the blueprint for independent hustle, you know, like we grew up looking at him in a way where it was just like this almost untouchable like icon. You know? And you're just like, man, bro, if I do it, I'm gonna do it like him because he stayed loyal to himself.
He's the Bay Jay-Z.
Come on,
so it's
man.
like you feel like he's untouchable where you can't get at him.
Exactly. And then when he makes himself available to people like us,
it's crazy,
bruh. I mean, you know, it's a blessing, you know. And big shout out to Unc. Big shout out to everybody who like came together. Like you said, the Bay Area really came together to make this record, this genre happen. And we needed it to happen that way. It needed to be organic. It needed to be you know, genuine as hell. You know, to know like, bruh, this is I don't hear nobody else on this record but you. You know, like real life.
Because even before I got it, Alex Rototo from his partner in Lupia Company.
Alex,
bro.
Boy, Alex. Shout out to Alex. Big shout out to my boy.
So everybody was trying to say, I was like, bro, I already know about the track. I said, we're gonna get this pop. He was like, no, you know, 40's on it. I said, oh, I know. Trust me, I know. I just seen the whole thing. But that's just because any Bay Area person, artists, where if you have featuring E40, that's kind of like a declaration. Like, look, you did something. It's a stamp of approval, right? So having that already, now you have Bip City. It's out. That means the video coming soon. And now you have these projects. How hard is it for you guys to have these other 100 songs, being music lovers and being artists how you are, to say, man, I want to do this one, and that one. We could hit them with 10 bangers right now, but you got to have the patience and the strategic game plan. How do you guys keep from doing that?
Got to build the world.
Well, I feel like, man, we make so much music. Like, I mean, we sit in the car. We'll sit in the car, wait on our people to come out to go somewhere, and we'll write 2 hooks. Like just sitting in the car. You know what I'm saying? So what keeps it is just like, man, we know that we able to do this with our hands, with our eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? We able to do this with our hands tied, with whatever. So you don't necessarily fall in love with the records like that, because you like they're their own thing. You know what I'm saying? And we can use them however we choose. That was always the conversation, was that this is the leverage we're creating because we're not on the labels. Like, bro, we done had so many deals on the table at this point in 2 years. And I'm talking about people coming looking at it like, you might want to take this deal. And we looking at them like, you might want to chill out. Like, you might want to rethink it. You know what I'm saying? So with all of that, to still be able to stand on that with confidence, like, nah, we good. We'll take it. We didn't have people saying like, how you gonna do this without me? You know what I'm saying? Good luck doing this without me.
Exactly.
And now I'm sure they looking at it like, God damn. They did it without me. That's how they gonna do it without me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the way I see it, bro, it's ordained.
Come on, man. We move by faith.
We
move by faith. You know, we talk about it.
It's weird how
day.
God works too, right?
Come on, man. It's never on our time, man. It's God's timing.
Exactly.
You know, and being able to understand that and give ourselves up to that, we knew that we were protected. So it was just like, hey, if someone's getting moved out of our life, it's for a reason. If we can't get in somewhere, it's protecting us from getting in there. Something might happen if we push too hard. You know, so it was like knowing those things and being wise enough to recognize you know the situation. And us being able to remind each other of why we were doing this, you know, it becomes easy to create, because now you're just creating from absolute, like, you know,
it's natural
it's
now.
freedom.
You know, absolutely.
And when you don't feel that with everybody. You know, like
you don't vibe like that with everybody.
Exactly.
So
you know,
that's important.
You can run some plays with people. You can get some money
for real.
You know,
but when you got that bomb every time, and you got that touchdown every time, man,
it's
infectious.
For real, this is my brother right here. You know, we didn't been through some life things in the last 2 years. You know, really like questioning a lot of things about people who are around us. You know, questioning life ourselves, losing people. You know, it was just, you know, it was rough. But to be able to know that if we get in the studio, you know, none of that really matters. You know, because, you know, when we come out with, he says it all the time. I know if I go in the studio with everybody who's involved, I'm guaranteed coming out with something I've never heard before.
Like Denzel said, I'm leaving here with something.
Come on.
Yo, that ride, that drive to the studio, you know, the whole time in my head, I'm excited. It's like this feeling I get. My brother told me one day, he was like, man, you know, you good? Because, I mean, I only really see you like, you only really seem like you at your best when you headed to the studio. I'm like, bro, really, that's what it is.
Exactly.
I'm like, lifing.
Come on.
I'm like, but on the way to the studio, I'm sitting there thinking like, man, in 12 hours, I'm gonna have something that I never heard before.
Come on.
And I'm gonna love it. And then in 12 hours, I'm riding home
with what you
4 in the morning.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
this shit
Come
crazy.
on, let's
like
go.
you know what
Bro,
I'm saying? Yeah.
R&BAY, the formula's there. I think what you brothers are
brother.
doing, man, is there. But for that kid that may have felt like you during the pandemic, what advice you got for him before we get up out of here?
Man, stick to your guns, man. Stick to
Stand on
your
your
guns.
square.
Stand on your square. You know what I'm saying? Stay 10 toes down. Stay down for the come up.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Don't make the date more important than the destination.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you just keep your head down, focus. You know what I'm saying? And when that time comes, it's gonna be the right time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
God's
saying? And it's
time.
on God's time. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be your best friend, it could be your girlfriend, it could be whatever, telling you this, it might be over for you. This might be it. You might not be chosen. I don't see it. Do something else. Go get a job. Well, if you know that there's something there and you got something, push.
Exactly.
Keep going. Do not stop. There is no date. There is only a destination.
Come on.
Absolutely. Sonny B, for you.
Man, bro, same thing. You know, be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, 1000% be yourself and stand on your morals and what you believe in.
Yeah.
You know, you were raised a certain way to carry yourself a certain way. So stand on it.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Be that person that you want to be and represent, you know, like we got a lot of people, you know, I always say this, like, you know, I'm at a place where my passion has turned into a responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, and with having that known in my mind, you know, the way we move affects not just us personally, it affects a whole gang of people, our ancestors, you know, a culture that's looking at us like, bruh, they're doing it a certain way. So if we move weird and we do some fuckboy shit or whatever, bruh, they gonna feel it, you know? And then it's not gonna be, no one's gonna believe it. You know, we have something not to prove, but to show the world that you can do this.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So with that in mind, you know, push forward, knowing that you have something to give to the world. Everybody got something to give to the world. You know, it's all about trying to find out what it is.
Come on.
You know, so when you find your purpose, you know what I'm saying, live in that.
Yeah.
Like actually live in it. You know, I said it, I heard it today, you know, it's like you don't need sleep when you living your dream.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just like, wow, like what a gem, like to be able to say that and you know, you living your dream, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like I've seen you in the smallest rooms, and now look at this.
Yeah.
You know, this ain't no accident.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like all the music that we've made and the trips to all the countries and stuff like that be here, you know, and be locked in with my boy right here.
Come on.
It's like that's not no small feat.
Absolutely.
You know, and to continue to create on a level where it's like we still hungry.
Yeah.
You know, 2 years was literally nothing to us.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, 6 months is social suicide if you take it off. You
Absolutely.
know? So like for us to be able to create something that actually boosted us.
Yeah.
And no one knew.
Come on.
You know, they could just see the energy when we was walking in rooms. You know, they was walking to us and being like,
that aura, when that aura's going, blinging on you right there.
Yeah, bro. It's like something's happening.
Yeah.
Something happening. And even like you start to feel, you start to get the phone calls and all that stuff. When all that shit be coming through, still stay down.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people handle power and success differently.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just it's sad to see, but it's your own responsibility to keep it 100.
It's on you.
know? Exactly.
It's always on you.
So it's like surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Surround yourself with love. You know what I mean? Love what you do, even if no one else does.
Come on.
You know, all the way, because you got something to give to the world, man. And you know this. You know, it's proof in pudding. You know what I mean?
This ain't no accident.
I said it once. I said it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. We're gonna show you what staying down for the come up look like.
Come on.
For real.
And I've seen both of these brothers, man, grow from what they were doing up until now. And this didn't happen by mistake. This happened because it's all of God's timing.
on, say that.
Shout out my brother Sonny B with Crsb, my brother Adrian Marcel.
Yeah.
Look out for this R&BAY coming. Go get that Bip City, not now, but right now.
Right now.
Dos Caras Tequila, Western Conference Podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.